Hey everyone, time for as soon as I hit record, god damn it, did you see this? Look at this blurry F I am. Oh my god. There we go. There we go. All right. So I was watching this video on my own. I wasn't gonna do a video. I'm not doing the typical YouTuber thing. I wasn't gonna make a video. But then Gary goes, full overlord for full doomcock. He says he now has sources that email him about the wokery going into the Lord of the Rings Amazon production. So I stopped it right there and I said, time to be the mad reactor. You know what you like around here. I'm not going to stop doing these mad reactions. So let's see. I think I might have to speed up Gary once he gets to the clips at the beginning, the memes at the beginning. So let's see what he has to say. Breaking news: sources emailed him about the woke stuff they're going to pull in Lord of the Rings and how he knows what's going to happen. Of course, calling it woke. The title of his video: Will Lord of the Rings of Power be a woke disaster? That's that's every single angle he's taken ever. Every single angle. Now, it could be. It's unlikely that the wokeness is what could kill it, though. Let's be real. And I want you in the comment section below to let me know, do you think that's what could kill Lord of the Rings? I don't think so. All right. Here we go.
But do not trust to hope. It has forsaken these lands.
Hell yes.
Bezos.
Nerdrotic.com.
Subversion, the undermining of the power and authority of an established system, institution, or a classic story that's so beloved it has.
Right away, subversion. The reason he's focusing on that, subverting expectations, that's what a lot of the angle of the anti-woke, starting with, thank you, Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson, you did start this talking point. Man, does he look angry? Look at this. I need to get a thumbnail. Hold on. This is going to be my thumbnail. Hold on a second. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. This is just too good to pass up. I gotta make this full screen. Look how angry white bro he looks. Oh my god. Don't be so angry, Gary. Look how angry he is. Really angry. Okay. Sorry, everyone. That's my thumbnail. I think that's my thumbnail. We'll see. We'll see what other nuggets of anti-wokeness we get from this reaction here. All right, Gary. Do your worst. Oh, I should speed you up. Playback speed 1.5. I should be good at this by now.
As scholars, and it's considered sacred text to its fandom. In July of 2017, the Tolkien estate settled a lawsuit between Warner Brothers and MGM, allowing them to shop around a Lord of the Rings TV show. In September of 2017, Jeff Bezos of Amazon announced he wanted his Game of Thrones. On November 13, 2017, Amazon acquired the rights to The Lord of the Rings. That was 1,529 days ago, and since then, we've received a teaser, a single image, and today, another teaser. Also, within those 1,000
fart jokes, okay.
529 days, there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of red flags, including Jeff Bezos stating he wanted his own game.
I disagree there. I don't, whoa. Do you see a lot of red flags yet? Except for them rebooting another series. That's the only red flag I get, and that the original the trilogy is highly regarded. Really great cinema. One of the best trilogies of all time for entertainment. I mean, that's the only red flag I see. And, well, this, Jeff Bezos doing this doesn't bode well, but I hope he's not writing it. As long as he's paying for it and not writing for it, I'm okay.
of Thrones when Game of Thrones already exists. Incidentally, within those 1,529 days, Game of Thrones managed to announce 5 prequels, destroy the series with a disastrous season 8, cancel the 5 prequels, including one they had in production, wasting $30 million, announce more prequels, get one into production called The House of the Dragon, and they may have completed it before the completion of Lord of the Rings. But I have to admit, George R. R. Martin did subvert one of the greatest tropes of Tolkien, ending the story. And the red flag,
Yes,
aside from Jeff Bezos saying he wanted his Game of
I will give Gary that. Yes, he subverted expectations by not finishing. That I totally agree with Gary on the George R. Martin, yes, angle. Definitely. Good job, Gary. Good job.
Thrones and then acquiring the rights to Lord of the Rings, hiring J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, Opie and Opie, both formerly of Bad Reboot.
Bad
Well
Reboot.
known for destroying beloved franchises, rumors of nudity, and the hiring of an intimacy coordinator, prioritizing inclusivity, diversity, and representation, adapting the source material of essentially.
No. Wait, he threw a lot of shit out there just to get those clicks and to get people raging. He is a hate rager, obviously. Now, I will say, I kind of laugh at the Bad Reboot comments. I do kind of laugh at that. J.J. Abrams, he deserves that meme. Bad Reboot. So, that has me a little concerned. But you know what? Usually J.J. Abrams, at least they start well. Now the what else did they say? Intimacy coordinator director? I don't see any problem with that. Especially nowadays, the history of Hollywood, you got to make sure everyone knows exactly what's going to happen. Everything's comfortable. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And diversity and inclusion, not a bad thing. I mean, it depends on what corners of the internet you're on, but
Opie and Opie, both formerly of Bad Reboot. A company well known for destroying beloved franchises, rumors of nudity, and the hiring of an intimacy coordinator, prioritizing inclusivity, diversity, and representation, adapting the source material of essentially a history book with no plot, characterization, or dialogue, rumors of modern themes being infused in what Tolkien wanted to be a mythology for England. Yes, lots of rumors, and man, I haven't told you the half of it. I have been emailed quite a bit since my Lord of the Rings videos from last year, and I usually don't run with rumors, but I'll give
great viewers that he has, someone's emailed him because of his content. That immediately shows you their bias, and then the authenticity of those emails. It's just emails. I don't know. Does that mean someone in the industry? Listen, even I've got some emails from some nonsense that said they're behind the scenes of Lucasfilm when I was really doing the Kathy Kennedy videos. I don't know how accurate they are. At least he prefaces it that way.
Give you this one, emailed to me by a random stranger who I've never met, who says he watches my channel, says he is working on this peripherally, somehow has stated that there will be LGBTQ plus representation in Lord of the Rings on Prime.
Okay. All right.
Here we go again.
Additionally, according to my good friend Az from Heel vs. Babyface, who has seen the upcoming trailer, who said to me he couldn't tell you what the story's about, but he can tell you it's going to be diverse. But what we do know is the title, which is now officially called The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Hashtag LOTROP, or LOTROP, or LOTRROP. Now, I'd like to thank Lady Gravemaster for giving me the information on this right when it dropped at about 7 o'clock in the morning. I went and watched the 1-minute teaser trailer, and immediately I wasn't impressed. My very first reaction was, this looks like the kind of trailer you would see for a game that you play on your phone. To be fair, later on, I watched the making of video, which was far superior than the end product, because this was all done with real carved wood, and they poured, I guess, real metal into that and had real water pouring over it, and it still looked terrible, which probably had something to do with the
I don't think it looked terrible. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know that they used real wood and all. I thought that was CGI. That's pretty cool. Well, that makes me more excited.
To the camera, still, this could be some ominous foreshadowing for the Rings of Power. You can put all the money you want into a production. You can have the best special effects. They can be all practical. You can have the best sets, the best costuming. But if you don't stay true to the story, to the foundation of Tolkien's work, it'll still just look like a cheap product in the end. I'm sure a trailer isn't that far behind, but I have a radical idea. Why didn't you just release that? As a matter of fact, why haven't we had 3 by now? Where are all the productions?
No, the game's changed. Gary, slow down, Gary. The game has changed with the streaming product. You don't want to be, you want to do closer to release and less of a budget, especially if the budget's this massive. If the budget's this massive, get all the hype right when you're ready to release it. I have no problem. Lots of companies do tease to a trailer. Just do a tease to a trailer. I'm okay with them not showing anything for a little bit longer, as long as they keep the original release date. I believe it's in September. It's all gravy, baby. It's all gravy. I'm happy with that. I think that there's not a lot of reasons to go overboard with the marketing until you're close to release. I mean, I love the cover and movie talk, but it's just January.
Stills. Well, I have a theory about this. It took Amazon a long time to get the production going on this, and coincidentally, it started ramping up right around the time Christopher Tolkien died. One of the greatest sons who's ever lived, guarding his father's legacy to his dying breath. Unfortunately, he couldn't live forever, and I think all bets are off now. I'm guessing we're going to see a Lord of the Rings that looks a lot like the Netflix adaptation meme, and if Amazon fucks up Lord of the Rings, they're going to have their own. And
just because he passed? No. This was gonna happen eventually anyway. The quality, I don't think the quality, this is fear mongering again and setting it up. Oh, you're disgracing Tolkien's legacy. I mean, they were able to buy it. If he didn't want anybody to buy the rights, then they wouldn't be able to buy the rights. That's a strong accusation with very little substance. Just because he's passed, then you're going to see a shit show. Okay, we'll see.
It's a quick reminder, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings first teaser trailer came out in April of 2000, a full year and a half before Fellowship of the Ring came out. We did learn one additional detail about the series in the lengthy press release from Amazon Prime. Prime Video's most anticipated new series of 2022 reveals its title, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue. The title treatment is unveiled in live-action splendor. Watch as the title is forged from real molten metal, running like fiery rivers through the hand-carved wooden ravines to craft its silvery letter forms. Culver City, California, January 19, 2022. Prime Video, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power officially has a name, and it hints at what's to come. The television series' complete title was unveiled today, and the significance behind the subtitle will not be lost on J.R.R. Tolkien fans, foreshadowing an epic story that welds the major events of Tolkien's Second Age together, the forging of the iconic rings. The multi-series drama, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, will premiere exclusively on Prime Video in more than 240 countries and territories around the world in multiple languages on Friday, September 2nd, with new episodes available.
That's great. That 240 countries and territories around the world on the same day and multiple languages. That's amazing. Streaming has come so far. And just that is another factor. If they are in 240 countries, they may need to advertise in 240 countries. I say the marketing window may be smaller. I'm okay with this. I don't think anything hiding is worth. There's also going to be lots of comparisons to Peter Jackson's trilogy, obviously. So, for a situation like this where it is a reboot, keep it fresh in people's minds. You're only going to get one chance to make a first impression for a reboot of Lord of the Rings. So make sure everything is pristine when you show actual footage, for sure. That's different situation than the first movie. Fellowship of the Ring is the first time it was a big blockbuster movie. Now you're competing with the back catalog, so you need to make sure it's done right. You have other factors in place. That's my angle. I would wait too. Wait till I'm exactly sure everything is pristine, because you don't get to make that second impression, because look who's going to pounce on it, and they're already calling it woke. They're already calling it woke with no actual facts to substantiate that.
Weekly. You know what else isn't going to be lost on J.R.R. Tolkien fans? You are premiering the series on the day he died.
All right, you, mate. You off.
That I kind of agree with Gary again. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize. Ooh. Not the greatest date to pick if that is accurate. Well, birthday, death day. You know, boy. I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Does Gary have a point there?
What's that additional information? Well, it takes place thousands of years before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, something we already pretty much knew. So there are two pretty huge concerns with Tolkien fans. How in the hell are you going to condense something over thousands of years? And is this going to be woke garbage? Does it take place 1,000 years or thousands of years before The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings? There is roughly 3,500 years in the Second Age, and this series apparently wants to cover all of it, including Isildur, who was born 1,500 years after the forging of the Rings of Power, who Amazon decided to give a sister because the one thing the Tolkien legendarium lacked was characters. It only has about 750 of them. Yes, you heard me right. Amazon is creating original characters.
Well, this is where you're a gatekeeper of the property. Listen, if the character sucks, I don't see why you need to add it, but I think there is room for interpretation and adding more characters. I think that's fine. We'll watch the end product. Should everything be so stale and interpreted only exactly the way it was, or is there room for interpretation in adaptations? Can there be new characters? Now, if you start not having all the characters in the original writings, and then introducing new characters that are not well, and then leaving out really profound characters with substance and a lot of gravitas, a lot to their character for new characters that are shallow, hollow, or for example, in this guy's case, you replace great, well-written characters and introduce a diverse character just for diversity's sake, and it's hollow. And actually, he's proclaiming everything forced diversity. Oh boy, that could be a headache. So I don't want characters not used that are important to the story, but I'm not opposed to new characters at all. I want a little bit of interpretation.
Characters, including a possible brother for Galadriel, who ends up leading a pack of orcs. Then there's that one production still that Amazon shared that makes things even more confusing. This is from Esquire. The image contains a major clue: two glowing trees spotted in the distance. These trees are likely Telperion and Laureline, also known as the two trees of the Valinor. Well, back in the day in Middle-earth, it used to be flat, and originally it was lit by two lamps, then two trees, then they were destroyed by Melkor, later to be called Morgoth. The trees were destroyed after the ending of the war for the Silmarils. That's right, a war over more jewelry. So God LOTR had to create the sun and the moon, and Middle-earth wasn't round until the fall of Numenor, which apparently is supposed to be in this show as well. When Amazon originally bought the rights, it was reported there were rules. The Tolkien estate had veto power, and I'm guessing Christopher used it quite a bit. But now that he's gone, I'm guessing the rest of the heirs are just counting the money. Back when Tom Shippey was still somewhat involved in the project, he was asked, so does Amazon have free reign in the interpretation? Amazon has a relatively free hand when it comes to adding something since, as I said, very few details are known about this time span. The Tolkien estate will insist that the main shape of the Second Age is not altered. Sauron invades Eredor, is forced back by a Numenorian expedition, is returned to Numenor.
Okay.
There he corrupts the Numenorians.
All right, so that is interesting. So the Tolkien estate does not want anything altered from the original writings, but they have more free reign with new characters. So that is potential for tomfoolery if Amazon wants to use the IP, introduce a lot of new characters to do some crazy things, because they don't have to go to the estate for new characters, maybe in other spin-offs too. That could be a slippery slope. I understand why there's new characters now, though. We'll see. But that they might want to do certain things and they can't do it with the characters from the writings, so they add a brother or cousin or something,
them to break their ban of the Valar. All this, the course of history, must remain the same. But you can add new characters and ask a lot of questions like, what was Sauron doing in the meantime? Where was he after Morgoth was defeated? Theoretically, Amazon can answer these questions by inventing the answers, since Tolkien did not describe
Okay.
it must not contradict anything which Tolkien did say. That's what Amazon has to watch out for. It must be canonical. It is impossible to change the boundaries which Tolkien has created. It is necessary to remain Tolkienian. As far as Isildur having a sister, which is an original character, and Galadriel having a brother, which is an original character, those are just rumors from scoopers. There's also rumors that Galadriel's not only going to be the star of the show, she's going to be all over the place, including events she was never intended to be in. Here lies the problem: the gray areas. Shippey said that Amazon can't go against anything Tolkien wrote, but what about the things he wasn't specific on? Or what about the things he didn't say, but we all know what he really meant? Amazon's going to use those gray areas to what I'm betting they're going to call favorably interpret, but I will call manipulate Tolkien's words to fit in modernity. For instance, Lenny Henry recently came out and confirmed there's going to be black hobbits.
Peter Jackson, he only wanted to use
So what? So what? Okay, so what?
Got to do with us darker skin hobbits. I'm the only brother in the Shire.
Actor Lenny Henry confirms radical changes to hobbits in Amazon's The Lord of the Rings series. Not only radical changes to the hobbits, radical changes to the Second Age. I'm a black hobbit. It's brilliant. Henry continued. And what's notable about the run of the book, it's a prequel to the age that we've seen in the films and in the books. It's about the early days of the Shire. Aside from the fact that hobbits weren't mentioned in the Second Age, there was no Shire either. Maybe he misspoke, not really sure. It's the early days of it. So we're an indigenous population of Harfoots. We're hobbits, but we're called Harfoots. And we're multicultural. We're a tribe. We're not a race. So there are black, Asian, and brown, and even Maori types within it. So there's 3 types of hobbits: Harfoots,
Okay.
Stores, and Fallowhides. And I do believe it was the Harfoots where Tolkien mentioned they were a bit browner of skin. So apparently they're indigenous, although hobbits aren't indigenous to the Shire. They live there, but they aren't from there. They're also not a race, but they're multicultural. And I want to remind you that Tolkien thought about stuff like this.
He was creating a history, a myth, a mythology of England, he called it. And that involved not just a story. It involved geography, cartography, geology, ethnography, any other ography you like. He had to do it all, and he did.
Studios love to release stuff early when they know something is good, and they tend to not release stuff early when they know something is a giant turd, and I think that's the case with Lord of the Rings, and I think Lenny Henry let the cat out of the bag, and that explains why we haven't gotten that many production photos or any trailers until now. No, I'm not going to give it the benefit of the doubt, because unfortunately I've seen everything from Hollywood in the last few years.
No, his bias is really showing there. Okay, so this is something. Can we please? I mean, this is a question for all you viewers. Can't we just get to a point where we accept more diverse casting, even if Tolkien didn't interpret that? Isn't it the rights for Amazon to spend all that money and say, "Hey, we want a diverse cast"? Maybe it's not exactly what Tolkien envisioned. Who gives a shit? We're in 2022. Get a fucking life. I mean, for real, get a life. Yes, everything's not going to be exactly as how it was written or interpreted back in the day. Who gives a shit? Give more people more opportunities and a small inconvenience to the viewer. As long as it's well written, the context of the show is good, and it's well liked, it doesn't matter what skin color people are on. This is why I say or prejudice against anything that's a change too, and immediately think diversity is a bad thing. They're so prejudiced, so warped in their thinking, so indoctrinated in anti-SJW bullshit that immediately you're diverse and they think it's a bad thing. There's lots of movies that are woke and are not woke, and they may have gender bending, race swaps. And what does it really come down to? Does it really come down to such a superficial thing as someone's skin color? No, it comes down to execution. So, but only certain type of person is going to concentrate just on the person's skin color, which should be called out and is absolutely disgusting. That is what he is, that's what he is focused on. And yeah, I think we can and we should be better than Gary of Nerdrotics, that's so focused on people's skin color, that he's so prejudiced against when a character is race swapped. He's so prejudiced against that he won't give it a chance and actually talk about the things that matter: writing, and execution.
Years, and Lenny Henry just confirmed all of our biggest concerns for this show. I think it's far more likely
I don't have any.
Lord of the Rings that looks like this meme that Jeremy posted today. I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn. I will claim the throne and save my people. I'm like Tanya, Aragorn's daughter. My pronouns are she, them. We must fight the Gondorian nationalists. Not going to be surprised at all to see diverse elves, inclusive dwarves, representative hobbits, and all female.
Wow, did you see how disgusting that is to do that? Oh, wow. Did you see how gross he is? How pathetic of a person he is? To go, yeah, you could say it's just a joke. Jokes are meant to be funny. Saying someone's inclusive and then showing that person eating a hamburger. This is immediately what he thinks and mocks people and their appearance, or that they care about things, but this is what they must be. This is where Ethan Van Sciver came in saying, where everyone I don't use this term, but blue-haired land whales. Okay, yeah, that's okay to do, to mock people like that. Wow.
Legion of Numenorian warriors led by the warrior Galadriel in full body armor, cutting through orcs and goblins like they're butter. And we'll finally get the answer to the question that scholars, including Tom Shippey, have been asking for decades. What are Sauron's pronouns? And I guess there's another question. When exactly was the Middle-earth genocide?
Now, do you really think that they're going to do Sauron's pronouns? Come on. I knew that was done as a gag. Give me a break.
Seriousness, what's this a prequel to? The books, the Peter Jackson films, or possibly a potential remake of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings on Amazon? Anything is possible. Like I said in past videos, I want this to be...
I hope so. I hope it succeeds. And I hope there is, they get to do The Hobbit, and I hope they do the whole shebang. I would love to see it. Yeah, for sure. With a diverse cast, I'm okay with that.
The greatest show ever made. I want to cover something good. It would be far more beneficial for my channel and fandom. The things that we...
No. He's lying there. He is absolutely lying there. It would be more beneficial for my channel if it was good. That's bullshit. That's an absolute lie. Thank goodness I watched till the end because I was going to stop. The lie comes in at the end. I want it to be good. It'll be beneficial to my channel. No, it will not. You get 10 times the clicks for rage clicks and then for something being good. I know. I should know, actually.
Worth billions of dollars are just trophies to these giant corporations, and that makes them very easy for creator activists to infiltrate and turn them into their own personal political platform. Tolkien fans are going to know what it's like to be a Star Wars fan, a Star Trek fan, a Doctor Who fan, or currently an MCU fan, and be ready for all of the pejoratives, and don't worry about them at all. Like I said with my Doctor Who coverage, wanting an established male character to remain that way doesn't make you a sexist. It makes you a fan of Doctor Who, and not wanting any modern politics or modern messaging to go into anything Lord of the Rings doesn't make you anything other than a fan of Tolkien. So is Lord of the Rings going to be woke? Well, I think I already know the answer, but I guess we'll find out when the trailer drops. And when we get that confirmation,
We come to it at last. The great battle without time.
You're right, Doctor.
They're preparing for battle. Oh, well. Thank you, Gary. Thank you for the content. Don't forget to subscribe to me, Not Nerdrotic, and engagement helps. Thumbs down. Sorry. I will be back with MME later today. I will be back with more news, potentially reviews, lots of stuff happening on this channel. Stay tuned. I appreciate all the support. I'll see you later. Bye.